Have you ever wanted to visit France, but for right now you're kind of stuck in Massachusetts? I have a solution for you. The Metro Bistro in Southbridge. French food cooked in the time-honored, authentic fashion. Hi, Jay.
Bonsoir, Alika.
Bonjour to you too.
Oh, it's the evening. That's what we say, the soir.
Bonsoir, Jay. What are you going to make for us?
Monkfish fillets, which are cut into medallions, sautéed, and then cooked as a ragu with artichoke hearts. First of all, we have these wonderful fresh monkfish fillets. In France, this is the most expensive fish you can get, and the reason is because it has a consistency like lobster.
So what are some of those spices in there?
So this is thyme, black pepper. I like to put in a little bit of paprika, and then this is the cornmeal. Mix it around. We cook here with high heat. That's one of the secrets of French cooking. So once it's nice and coated like this, then it's going to sear the outside of the fish to get a crust, and that keeps the flavor in.
Oh, I see, the searing, yeah.
You want to make sure you have it seared on all sides. And then the garlic. This is fresh garlic. This knife, by the way, was made in Southbridge. Southbridge has the oldest knife factory in North America.
Buffalo Skinner, made from the oldest knifery? What's the word?
Knife factory.
Knife factory in America.
People love this because they come and they sit and they watch as they're eating and they're watching me cook. So now we put in the cut onions and the garlic. We're going to basically not saute so much as melt. This is where we put herb de Provence and a little bit more thyme, some more salt, and some pepper, oyster mushrooms, roughly chop them. But you have to be careful with the oysters because they have a very tough base. They're cooking nicely, as you can see.
It smells so good. I want to just eat that pan, but I'm trying to control myself for Jay's sake.
This is a local wine. There's a winery just down the road called Taylor Brook, and I use local stuff.
Ah.
One of the tricks in French cooking is you put in the wine and you scrape up the brown bits because that adds the flavor. So now, grab the artichokes. You're going to want to cut them in half, otherwise they're too tough and they don't cook all the way through. Put a little more wine in here, and I put in a few shakes of Worcestershire, and then concentrate from Italy. I take the fish, and it goes in there. Okay, voila. A little more wine because I'm going to cover it now and reduce it, and that will be ready at 5 o'clock. Take it out of here. Put 3 medallions with some of the sauce.
Oh, it smells delicious. I feel like I'm going on a trip to the south of France. And also, I just learned from Jay that these French mashed potatoes have nutmeg, right, Jay?
They have nutmeg and different things, sometimes olive oil rather than milk.
Thank you, Jay.
Thank you.
It's the most wonderful place to experience genuine French food, and we come here for Valentine's Day, Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve.
We come from Connecticut to come up here to enjoy a meal here because I don't know of any other place around that's quite as good.
Jay and his wife are fantastic cooks, and it's just like going to France. We love it.
Thank you for talking with us today, Jay. Tell me about the history of the restaurant.
I began working in the restaurant business when I was 16 at a very good restaurant called the Public House.
Okay.
I also worked overseas where I learned how to cook in Tuscany. So I learned Italian cuisine there. I found myself in France working and I learned cooking there.
A lot of places you learn to cook.
So we had friends who approached us and said, you really should open a bistro. We said, oh, we'll never do this. No way, no way, no way. We get to the point, we said, well, why not? And we've been here now going on 11 years.
Do you offer catering?
I will go to people's houses, and it's interesting because often when I go to the house, I've never seen the kitchen. I just simply make a menu, and I go in there, and it's an adventure.
Okay.
And we do catering, meaning we do different charity events.
Charity events.
So we'll be giving and producing, serving food for the Audubon Society in Pomfret. They have a special event, and I do different things for different institutions to raise money, and as a result, often those are catered.
Well, they love the food. In fact, tell me about the food here.
The monkfish, of course, you saw earlier. The other thing I like to do is a beef curry. I make my own curries, and the filet is always tender. Everyone likes it. The other dish that we have here is boneless roast stuffed quail, and it's stuffed with foie gras and pate. That's the stuffing in that, and then they're roasted. So we serve it with a steak knife because you cut through it and it comes out with different layers of meat. And then we finish it with a special cassis or Southern French peach liqueur sauce.
Very French of you.
And the other dish that we have here is rather unusual. People know about cassoulet. This is a seafood cassoulet.
The cassoulet is for the person who can't decide what they want for dinner, because this has a little bit of everything in it. It's absolutely magnificent.
In this case, it's made with squid, fresh squid from Point Judith, U10, which are very large shrimp, and mussels. It takes about a half a day to make, and then that's all baked together in I use a lobster bouillon for that.
Oh, so with the lobster broth, it's actually 4 different types of seafood. And then this dessert.
The dessert that I'm showcasing is a cherry clafoutis, and that is an archaic dessert from the south of France. It's a flourless cherry tart, and we serve with a little bit of ice cream. That's one of the dishes my wife always makes for us.
Thank you for your time today, Jay.
Thank you for indulging me.
Thanks to Jay and all the staff at the Metro Bistro in Southbridge, I got to experience an authentic taste of France right here. Well, that's my perspective. Hey, New England, what's your perspective? The Metro Bistro in Southbridge.